Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Zentangle, a certified Zentangle teacher. Today is day 24 of Inktober 2023. Today's tangle is Flutch by Heidi Kay. I actually got to learn this tangle from Heidi when she first introduced, so I'm excited to show this tangle to you. So as you can see on the step out, this tangle is done in the square spaces, so that's what I'm gonna do first. I'm gonna create square border, and you can just do one square if you feel like you want to keep today's drawing a little lighter, but I'm gonna divide this into 4 like Heidi shows in her step out, because this is actually really an excellent tangle to do when you to learn to draw as you spin your tile, as you rotate your tile. So once you have square spaces, you draw 2 orbs facing each other, and then you turn your tile so these orbs are facing vertically, and each time you turn your tile in new square, you add orbs at the same location. So nothing has changed. I'm continuing to draw orbs facing vertically to each other, and I came all the way around, and from this orb I'm going to add flux like shape going like this, so coming out from here like this, and then I turn my tile and I add the same flux shape. Notice my drawing hand hasn't moved. I am feeding my paper under my pen. So once I have that all the way around, remember I did from the top orb, right? So I do the same here because I have this top orb, the orb on a top section open. So I attach this flux-like shape here. So I'm not moving my drawing hand. And if you can make this flux kiss the border or kiss the line. So this is step 2. And in step 3, you're going to add another flux. So like from here, you're spinning flux this way, right? If you look at the step out. So if you look at the orb, flux is continuing to spin the same direction. So if you look at here, I think that might be easier. Flux is spinning this way, so I'm gonna spin my flux this way, like that. So flux is spinning clockwise and touching the edge. So once I have one, oops, this one didn't quite touch, but I continue to turn my tile and add flux for 3 more flux, total 4, and then I just did this one, so going in the same direction. Doing another set of 4 fluxes. Oops, this line went over the line or a little bit. So as you notice, I should have mentioned, I left a little bit of space between these flags. I think it'll be better to leave these spaces. And then you're going to draw a triangle. So starting from this one, I'm gonna draw triangle. I'm gonna round the corner here so that I can make this triangle a little wide. So once you have one triangle, make sure you turn your tile, and then you add another triangle, and then you turn your tile, and then you add another triangle as big as you can. Make this triangle as big as you can. So by rounding this corner, instead of making this corner pointy, I think you can draw, oops, sorry, my line got a little wobbly. You can draw a larger triangle, I think, because if you try to make a really pointy corner, this triangle is going to get narrow. So once you have that, you want to draw a triangle that's facing each other. So if one is going this way, you want to have another one that's going this way. But still, remember, we're turning the tile. You can continue to draw this triangle in the same direction by moving to a different corner, different square, and continue to draw these triangles in the same direction, taking as much space as you can. And drawing behind. There you go. And once you have that, you're going to ink in, starting from outside. I'm just gonna do one of the square first to show you where it's gonna get inked in. Then I'll show you the better way. You don't have to do this one square at a time. So this is where you wanna ink in. Okay, and actually this side too. So it's gonna be here, here, and a little bit here. But you see how this one directly connects to the next section, because this is where it's gonna get inked in. So you don't have to stop at in each square. You can just, as you ink in, you can just go to the next section and continue to ink in. And if you feel like, oh gosh, I'm gonna get lost, I don't know where I'm gonna need to ink in, just remember you want to leave this section open. So this middle section is going to be left untouched. So everything else that's not orb or flex or triangle is going to get inked in. And if you think, oh, I'm afraid I'm gonna ink in somewhere I shouldn't ink in, because you know, sometimes I do this, I get carried away as I continue to ink in, and especially if I'm talking, I get distracted, and sometimes, you know, things happen, right? Well, remember, there's no mistake. So if you ended up putting that ink in a place that you didn't intend it to put an ink to, it's not a big deal. You can always welcome that as an opportunity or invitation for you to do something creative. But if you're so afraid, what you can do is sometimes you can just quickly just do kind of marking, add marks. Okay, these are the places I'm going to ink in, just going around. And then you go back and start inking in nicely. So that way you know where you should be going. Just a little tip. So this tangle I learned directly from Heidi at one of the online tangling event. It was a jingle tangle or holiday tangling or something like that. It was for the Christmas season. It was a fun event, and it was probably the first year of pandemic, the stay home period. So we did get together and tango for holiday. And yeah, we did online classes, like video classes, Zoom classes, regularly, you know, like a lot of CZTs do. But back then, when the pandemic just happened, it was still new. You know, everybody was trying to figure out Zoom. Remember that? Like we were like, oh, you need to mute. What is mute? But now everybody knows how to use Zoom. It doesn't matter whether you're young or old. You know, the kids in school uses Zoom, and or maybe some other system, and also the grandparents' generation started to use Zoom so that they can connect with their grandkids. So it was a stressful time, but I think something good came out of it. I still teach my students online from Japan. I moved to Tokyo a few years ago, but I can still teach my student online in a state or in other parts of the world, and we're so connected, and I'm grateful for that. And I remember my first online class that I taught. It was with King County Library. It was maybe a month into pandemic, a stay-home period in our area. The library staff contacted me because I taught several classes at the library before, and when I did, I used projector with my screen, computer screen, and phone. So they thought they were looking for somebody who is ready to do online class. So they thought I could do that. I could do that transition pretty smoothly, which I am grateful that they invited me and they helped me to feel comfortable teaching online. Okay, so I inked in. I don't know where you are, but if you're done inking in, you're going to aura inside this triangle. So each of these triangle, you aura inside. So anyway, so that was my first online class, and I was very nervous because not so much of technology. I'm used to using technology for my job and other stuff. I wasn't scared of technology, but before that, my classes were always small, very intimate. I had about maybe typically 5-6 people in a class, or even my bigger ones are probably about 20 people. No, actually, I had a bigger class, close to 50 people at YMCA event. But anyways, I tend to be smaller, right? But then when we decided to do online class with the library, we had close to 200 people sign up, and I was like, oh my gosh, I never taught that big of a class. I mean, it was interesting. I mean, I was nervous, but it was interesting experience because teaching online class, you know, it really doesn't matter whether you have 200 people on the other end of the screen or you have one person. Your routine is still this. I mean, it's a little different, but still, you are in your room, right? So okay, next step, I'm gonna continue with tangling. So remember, I'm spinning my flax going clockwise, so I'm gonna add another flax going this way, but this one's gonna go behind and behind this triangular flame. So I drew this direction, this one, right? But find a way that it feels comfortable for you. Perhaps it's easier for you to kind of know going along with this and add like this. Maybe that's easier. Once you find a way that makes sense to you, all you have to do is repeat. Repeat 3 more times. And actually, see, I did change, so this one's actually not matching. See, that's what happens when you change your mind in the mid-tangling. But I'm gonna try to make it work. So this one is gonna come out and same as this. So always going to the same direction, spinning the same direction. So this one's gonna be a little different because I was showing 2 different ways. So this one ended up spinning the slightly different direction, but that's gonna work. I mean, not a really different direction, but you see how, okay, I'm gonna explain. These two, if you look at these two, they're identical, right? It should be identical. But if you look at these two, you see this one has 1, this one has 2, this one has 2, and this one has 1. That's because I changed the way I did in the middle of tangling to show you how this can be done differently. But anyway, so that's that, and I'm gonna think what I want to do is I want to make this triangle kind of translucent. So I'm going in with my white first to create transparent, translucent look. It's almost like obscured glass or fogged glass. I guess so. And then I'm going with my tortillon. So anyways, yeah, so it really doesn't matter whether I have 200 people as an audience or 5 people as an audience when I teach online class. But I mean, definitely in a smaller class, I can make a better connection with my student. With the bigger class like that, it's like I'm just have to talk to the screen, talk to myself, kind of. So I guess same with making video. I'm just talking to myself. And thank you for watching anyways and listening to me. I just talk as I tangle. So right now I'm adding a little bit of shading to the orb. And I think I am gonna add shading here, and also this one's gonna be overlapping a little bit. You see how this one is going in front of this triangle, so I want to add a little bit of shading. So anywhere that you see any overlapping, layering, that's a good place to shade. Just naturally invite shading. You really don't have to think much. When something comes in front of something else, they cast shadow. So that's usually a good place to shade. And also another tip is, as you shade or ink in or add one element at a time, like today's tangle, we spun our tile and did one element at a time. Each time you finish one step, just look at the entire tile to make sure that you didn't forget. Because sometimes you can come back, but if something is layered like this, it's a little difficult to come back once you move forward, move on to next step. So before you move on to next step, kind of take a moment to look at the entire tile. Like here, I forgot. Like here, to make sure that you didn't forget any place, and smooth this out with tortillon. Also, when you work with tortillon, it's easier to turn your tile as much as you can. So what I'm doing is I'm turning my tile in a direction where I can see the tip of tortillon against the line that I'm shading against. Because if I do here in this direction, it kind of get muddy, so I want to do this direction. Does that make sense? If like it was with pencils, pens, tortillon, anything, it's easier, or you have better control if you can see. Like here I did casually because it's a straight line, but it's easier to see the tip to know where you are actually touching. You don't want to go in blindly, especially in the small areas. So turning your tile, oops, I forgot here and here, like this. And maybe I will shade the base of Flutch. Just a little bit, because this is already dark, so I don't want to add too much shading. Just a little bit. This is becoming a little too dark. It's a nice drama, but what I'm gonna do is, okay, so I'm gonna make these lines a little stronger. You see the lines that's going over somewhere, something like this one is going over here, right? So I want to make this a little stronger. This one is going over, this one is going over, this line is going over. So find the lines that's going over something and make it a little stronger. This will make your shadow look stronger too. You don't have to do this on every single line. You can just pick and choose where you want to make it look stronger. This is just a little finishing touch. If you don't want to do this, that's absolutely fine too. But just adding the little extra love like this will make your piece pop. So that's what I'm doing now. You see the difference? And I will find my wet pen. I think I wanna make this a little brighter. I think I'm gonna use my 08. And add a little flex line and dot. See, this one I forgot to do the blend with tortillons. I see the pencil line, so I'm gonna go back in later once this gel ink has dried. Okay, so I think my headphone just died. I hope it's still recording my voice, or maybe I sound different. I think it will still record my voice, but I may sound different. But we're almost done. So this video get a little longer than usual, but has a lot of steps, a lot of process. So this is my Flutch at my job. Thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for day 25 of Inktober. Thank you. Bye now.